we're going to look at more examples for the first type of factoring, GCF, greatest common factor. 27 x cubed y fourth minus 9 times x cubed y third plus 6x squared y squared. So remember, for this type of factoring, step 1, we need to find the GCF of all the terms we have. And step 2, divide the given by the GCF. So the first thing we're going to do is to find the GCF of these three terms. We have a tip to do these quickly. If you have trouble following the tip, I can show you the slow way to do it. So first thing, remember GCF is greatest common factor. So we need to find a number. Looking at 27, 9, and 6, we can see 3 goes into all of these three numbers. So that tells me GCF in this case, the number is 3, because 3 goes into 27, 3 goes into 9, 3 goes into 6, and 3 is the biggest. And next we look at the variables, x cubed, x cubed, and x squared. And the tip is to find the lowest exponent. And 3, 3, 2, apparently 2 is the lowest, so we're going to take x squared. And next we look at the y fourth, y third, and y squared. 4, so the exponents are 4, 3, 2. Apparently 2 is the lowest, so we're going to take y squared. And if you have trouble understanding what doing this way, you can do the slow way. So the slow way will be breaking down everything. So for example, you're going to have to break down 27 x third y fourth as 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. X third will be multiply 3 copies of x, so x, x, x. And y fourth will be y, 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 4 copies of y. And then you break down 9 x third y third, and 9 will be 3 times 3, so we're going to line up the 3's. And x cubed will be 3 copies of x, line up the x's. And y will be 3 copies of y, line up the y's. And then the last term is 6x squared y squared. So we're going to break down 6 as 2 times 3. So we have to put a 3 here, and a 2 I have to put it in the end because it's not lining up with any of the numbers we have. And x squared, we got 2 x's, and y squared, we got 2 y's. And now if you look, the columns, we have the number that, or the variable that appears in all of the three terms are, there's a 3, which is the 3 we found, and no more numbers. And we have 1x, 2x's, that's every of them, each of them contains 2 copies of x's, so that gives us x squared. And for y's, notice we found y, and those y squared. As you can see that although the first two both have extra x, 6x squared y does not have another x. So GCF is something that all three of them should have. And well, they do have these 3 x's and these 3 x's, but only the first two have extra x. That's why you can only take x squared. Similarly, we have all of them have y, 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 and then y, y, y. But although the first two still have one more y in common, the last one doesn't have another y. That's why we have to take y squared. But looking at this, the tip is you don't have to. This is really tedious. You don't have to break down like that if you can remember the tip. So the tip would be like looking at 3 copies of x, 3 copies of x, 2 copies of x. They have at most 2 copies in common, or exactly 2 copies in common, because all of them have at least 2 copies of x. And then looking at the y's, 4 copies of y, 3 copies of y, 2 copies of y, they all have 2 in common. So that's why we have to always take the lowest exponent. Okay, and now, so the worst case, if you forget the tip, you can still break everything down and find what they have, all three of them have in common. So that's the first step. So we're gonna write down 3x squared y squared. That is the GCF. That will go into all three of them. And next, to figure out this GCF times what will give us the expression given, we do division. All right, so let's put, I'm going to just work it out here on the problem. So we're going to take the original 27x cubed y fourth divided by 3x squared y squared. Now 27 divided by 3 is 9. X cubed divided by x squared gives us x. Subtract x from 3 minus 2. Y fourth divided by y squared gives us y squared. It's 4 minus 2 is 2. Next, we divide 9x cubed y cubed by 3x squared y squared. 3 divided by 9, by the way, there's a minus, so we copy down the minus. So negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. X cubed divided by x squared, x. 3 minus 2 again. Y cubed divided by y squared is y, because 3 minus 2. Now next, plus 6 divided by, put the GCF down here. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. X squared divided by x squared is 1. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. Or you can say they just cancel. So now you got a number 2 there. And that's the final answer. Again, if you want to double check your answer, you can multiply, distribute this to all three of them, and to make sure you didn't do anything wrong. And so we can do a quick check here. 3 times 9 is 27. X squared times x, x cubed. Y squared times y squared, y fourth. And then distribute again. 3 times negative 3, negative 9. X squared times x, x third. Y squared times y, y third. Now, last distribute one more time. 3 times 2, 6. X squared times nothing will be x squared. Y squared times just be y squared. So no more y to multiply, so they stay the same. Okay, so this is how we factor, how we do use GCF to do factoring.